So we'll just finish up smoking this shit. Um, and yeah, honestly, those same things, any of these videos when I've told you about, getting out of your head, overthinking, um, hmm, taking advice from other people. There's nothing wrong with taking advice from other people. Just the simple thing to look out for, right? Is there's two things really, right? For one, you have to remember that all the advice you're gonna get from these people, for one, it may be good advice. For two, it may not. That's the first thing, right? Obviously, depending on who it is, you know. The reason why I say wouldn't be good advice is because there's some people that, I mean, obviously, if they're not your friend, you probably wouldn't take advice from them. But if let's say they're a friend of yours, you consider them a friend. But to them, you don't know what their intentions are. Like, let's just say, like, I think you get what I'm getting at. The point is, some people have good intentions for you, some people would not. So they'll purposely give you, and it's sad to say that, they'll purposely give you bad advice. I feel like people that are, out there just to, they don't really have your best interest. They don't care about what you're interested in, whatever. They're just friends with you because it's convenient or whatever it is. Um, and then the other thing is that even if they have good advice, right, you also have to take into account that whatever advice they share with you is going to be solely based on like their experiences, their relationship, you know what I'm saying? And how they would do things. When in reality, if you ask advice, you gotta know how to come at it and what it is that you're basically getting off your chest with that person and what it is you want to hear from that person. Like, something like, guidelines. But yeah, just be wary of that because some people have really good interests, like they care for you and they want to see you do good and they want to help you. But the advice that they give you based on things they've been through may not apply well to your situation and how you do things, you know. Uh, so I guess, yeah, I mean, taking advice from other people on whatever it is. At the end of the day, like, I don't really want to see that corny ass shit that people be saying, like, "Oh, this is your baby." It's your life. This is your life. You live it how you want to live it, and you do what you want to do. Fuck what anybody else has to say. That's essentially like the moral of the story. I should have kept this shit lit. I mean, I did. I went inside. It went out. I had to take care of some shit. Yeah, it is what it is. Um, I finally got my fucking water bottle, bro. I've been needing this shit. 128 ounces. So it's more than enough for what you need for the day. It's either more than enough or right. It's like right there. You know what I'm saying? For how much we need in a day. So I just fill it up in the morning, or usually whenever I get up. Ice, water. Try to get the most filtered, water that you can get, like reverse osmosis water. I still don't have that, but would be a good addition. Um, pink salt, pink Himalayan salt, because it's good for electrolytes, giving your body the electrolytes and the nutrients that it needs. Because hello, when we're just drinking water when we learn in science, right, is what H2O, right? It's literally just water. There's nothing in it. So water can't give you the electrolytes that you need. Why do you think, for example, right? They have Gatorade electrolyte packets because you have to get your electrolytes from somewhere. You can get it from eating. We gotta know the right things to eat. But that's why people put pink salt in the water, or you can put lemon or lime in the water. You can also put baking soda. I think it's a little bit of baking soda. You can also have coconut water. One of the beverages I've seen before that was pretty cool was I seen somebody make a hydrating beverage and it looked really fire. And it was essentially ice, uh, I think it was water, like purified water, lemon and lime. Like squeeze the juice in there and put the peels in there too, like the slices. Uh, Pink salt and I think a little bit of baking soda. I have to find it and then I can talk about it more. But that's also all we have. There's berries, there's coconut water, there's a million things that come from the ground that we can add in to our daily lifestyle. I was gonna say diet, but that just sounds stupid. Um, that will hydrate us, take care of our bodies, this, that, and the third. But whatever. This is my water bottle. This shit. I got it for like $40, I think, or so from TikTok or some shit. Amazing. I've been needing it, so now I have it, and I got all the water I need for the day. And then if I drink like two of these shits, I'm more than hydrated. And now we're talking about you know, my bad, I just gotta check this shit because this should be dying, and then now my whole video is just half of it I can't even use, so I just get rid of the video. Um, yeah, just taking advice from others. Just be careful with that. And I'm saying that, and this is more like me saying it to myself by saying it out loud because I take advice and I ask people about things because I'm very, I wouldn't say gullible, but I can be a very friendly, caring person, and I love being around people. Sometimes I could be around you, and I haven't felt it out yet, but I trust. I wouldn't say gullibly, but like with like blind faith that just people will be good people or like do right by others. And sadly, people won't. Some people won't. But I think that's what helps me stay in my good spirits. You feel me? Like just not worrying about it, and I find out later. Funny thing when I went to a friend of mine, I went for their birthday. We had a little gathering, whatever. We started at church, so I went to their church, and one of the things the pastor told me was, I think he had said something about, yeah, be like, don't be out here just sharing things with just anybody, like talking to just anybody, talking too much about things you're doing. And I have a bad habit of doing that. I absolutely do. I have a very bad habit of doing that. I should get an encore. The encore is way smoother than this. Pull is amazing, but it's just smooth. This is like a little bit more harsh. I've been realizing I don't really like that. I just don't care for it. But payday is Wednesday. I think I'll get paid, or Thursday, and we're on Monday right now. But needless to say, I don't know. Just gotta be mindful of who you're talking to, and this is again me like saying this out loud, which is really for myself. Like I'm not doing this for myself, but it's a good reminder to myself. You get me? But I'm also killing two birds with one stone because I'm telling y'all, shit that even I need to hear. Because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I don't know everything. I'm definitely not like the biggest, baddest, smartest, strongest guy out there, best looking. Like there's millions of other people out there that could have, better qualities, whatever it is than me. I'm just simply me as a person, as a human, and I'm just using my voice for what I feel like it's worth. Like not what it's worth, but what it should be, for, which is speaking, just speaking to others, helping people, you know. So I feel like that's my gift. Um, yeah, I think that's my gift. Side note, I can't wait for a couple more months. Should be a couple more months now when I can chop just. And I'm gonna go right back to wearing my hats and shit. Um, that shit just got me feeling like free. Cause I've had my hair now for like I've been growing out my hair for like maybe like 2 years, maybe. And my hair's down to like here. You know what I'm saying? Like on my back, that shit is at like where my lat is almost damn near. It's like in that area. So yeah. Um, but that'll be nice because it'll be a fresh start. I'll miss my hair. And I'll get over it. You know, it grows back. I'll get the curls back. You know what I'm saying? It'll be nice. But be mindful who you talk to. Sadly, there's people out here, like I said, that just don't have your best interest at heart. They don't care about what it is you do for real. They don't even being neutral. I feel like even at the least somebody can at least be neutral with you. Like if they don't want to interact with you because maybe they don't like you, obviously it would take them finding some random goodness in their heart, whatever, to be neutral. But at least that, you know what I'm saying? But even that would be wrong, right? Because now if all the people that were evil, bad, whatever you want to call them, negative intentions, whatever it is, right? If they just stopped doing that and they were neutral, there'd be no balance in life. Because I like to look at it like it's like yin and yang. You have the good and the bad. You can't have just good. That's just the way it is. I don't, I'm not saying that like I'm an advocate for all the bad shit, but like it's honestly the bad shit when somebody passes away, you break your leg, you do something dear to you in your life, you lose your car, you get in an accident, whatever it is. Whatever happens to you, those bad things, they teach you a lot. That's probably the best part. Even though it sucks in the moment, you're like, fuck this. That's like the best part. When you look back and like, bro, that shit sucked, but like I got past it. Like you look back and like that just happened like 2 days ago. You're stressed out, anxious, all these things, worried. Then you look back and like, damn, that was 2 years ago. 2 months to 2 years. You're like, yo, like I've been bounced back, fucking did 360. You know what I'm saying? Leveled up, tripled up, all that since like 2 years ago when that shit happened to me. You feel me? So I don't know. You gotta have to go with the bad. So even when people give you, they don't have good intentions for you, whatever it is, it's gonna happen. You just gotta know how to, I guess, wean it out. Pay attention to the people you're talking to and what they represent, who they are, what they like. It's like when they say you're not gonna take advice from somebody that's not where you want to be. Let's say you want to be fucking, you want to be Mr. Olympia, whatever the fuck, right? You want to be the biggest, baddest bodybuilder, right? Would you rather take advice? What do you think makes more sense? Take advice from somebody like, let's say, for example, you can look them up from the gold. I think it's called what, the Golden Era. Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, um, Kevin Lavroni, like any one of these people that were like amazing at what they do. Let's just say Ronnie Coleman, whatever. You gonna take advice from him about your bodybuilding career, or you can take advice from the fucking guy in the gym that is eating tuna sandwiches and fucking, I don't know, curling 80 pounds, whatever it is. But like one's exactly in the role and was in the role and was doing the things you want to do, and the other one is not. It's like, why would you listen to the other person? The point is, you're gonna listen to somebody that's where you want to be, not somebody that has no idea what the fuck they're talking about, or maybe a little bit of an idea, but they're not where you want to be, ideally, right? And then obviously in this case scenario, I mean, it does apply, right? Because if it's like, right, I've seen this lately on social media sometimes, right? And it'll say how, for example, just an example, because I don't want to get into the whole man women thing, but it'll be like, actually, I heard it in a song, and it said, homie said in the song, he basically said, don't listen to your friends, they're single for a reason. And it's facts. It's a song, but you can go look these things up. You'll probably see a reel on it, whatever. If you haven't already with dating and stuff, it's like taking advice from your single friend on dating doesn't make fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're just really like they have your best interest and they're a good person and you've already vetted that, like you've seen that from knowing them for so long, then yeah, that's a little bit different. But for the most part, you're not really gonna take advice from somebody like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you see somebody in there in a healthy, loving relationship or amazing relationship from what you see, and they actually confirm that behind closed doors because they tell you about certain things because they share with you, let's just say, right? And you want relationship advice, I'd say, okay, yeah, take advice from someone that's in like, because you can take advice from somebody that's in a relationship that's in a shitty relationship, but obviously, common sense, probably wouldn't want to ask them, but maybe for some reason you do. The point is, you want to get advice from somebody that's somewhere where you want to be. If you want to get into a relationship, get relationship right from relationship advice from somebody that you know that's in a relationship, especially a healthy, loving, you know. You want to be the number one. You want to be the number one Twitch streamer, right? Whatever it is. I would get advice if you see them out. However, if you happen to in out here in the real world, or you know, opportunity to talk to them, whatever, get advice from the person that's doing that shit or close to it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in the realm of where you want to be, so they're gonna have a lot more knowledge and probably better knowledge, you know, better advice than the people that are not where you want to be. There may be some people too, exception, right? That say if you want to go into streaming bodybuilding, that may purposely give you bad advice because they want to slow you down because they see that your potential, you have potential, and you can do better than them, and they don't want you to be better than them. And they're like, okay, this kid's coming to ask me about bodybuilding, and I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. He looks like he's been doing it for like two, but he's got like crazy genetics, this, and the third, and he could probably one up me, so I'm gonna give him shitty advice. You feel me? I was telling you about overthinking and certain things I've been thinking about in my personal endeavors, my personal life, but not getting too much into it because I don't want to. It's just my personal shit, right? But I share little bits here and there, not getting too personal. Um, today was a good example of, me learning how to, because I said take advice from other people because I do that a lot. And today I was doing that. And then I sat there and thought to myself, even because I've told y'all, I've talked with, I'm not afraid to fucking say it, Chat GPT, and maybe I'll be call it, laugh about it, whatever, AI, whatever. I feel like that shit's been giving me some pretty sound advice, honestly. Because, like I said, with certain things, like what I'm talking about, there's no bias, there's no like relation, like to past experiences, toxicity, because there's none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's a software that has no. It's not like fucking ChatGPT has is gonna tell me, oh, bro, yeah, back in like 2010, I was with like fucking Suri, and like, she was cheating on me, and like, come on, seriously, no, that doesn't, that's not. So you're just gonna get straight raw advice on what you should do about this, that, whatever, based off what it thinks, and just logic. That's what I see it as. It's just like logic. Just gonna break things down and be like, yeah, this is maybe not the time for this. When we're gonna think with our emotions, even though we're men, we're creatures, us as humans in general, we're gonna think with our emotions. Us men a little less than women. we do think with our emotions sometimes and respond with them, and that's obviously something that we have to learn to be better at. And using that tool, I feel like it's been helping me so much. Cause I'm like, damn, maybe I'm tripping about this, and he'll be like, bro, you may be tripping a little bit on this emotional shit, da 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 da, but you're good for the most part. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, okay, I can just chill. You know what I'm saying? Whereas other people might be like, nah, bro, don't chill. Just keep doing this, and then I do that, and it pushes the person away, or it makes the situation worse. And it's like that's not always the move. That's not even the move to push the person away or make things worse. But where you get advice from, who you get advice from, is important. And the whole thing is, just like I want to be better. I want to be better because I know I deserve it, but I also know that my person, my partner, the woman I'm speaking to, that's in my life, she deserves a better version of me. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that helps inspire me. Not because like when I'm single, and not saying not talking to nobody that I don't feel like I'm worth it. It's just like I feel like it puts me in that mode of like I gotta do this. Like it puts me under that pressure, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I gotta step up, you feel me? And I feel like that helps me sometimes. Sometimes I do feel like shit, but like damn, like I'm fucking up, I'm doing this. But then I get that like yo, she needs me, whatever. Because obviously you can't really relate that to like a friendship, right? Because the homies are not gonna be like, no, bro, I need you to be better. Like, yeah, they might want you to be better, but they're not gonna be like, you're not gonna get that urgency of like, whatever. Same thing if it's, let's say, from a woman's perspective to a man. I like to believe there's some women out there that feel the same way, that that may feel the same way as how I feel, which is like you get with your partner, your man, you're talking to him for a while, you're trying to get to being together, and you want to be better for them because you care about them. You know what I'm saying? You do these acts, these things out of love, not for love, but out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's just a love inside you that you want to be better. And with that being said, the best advice you could take is your own. Sometimes, maybe most of the time, at least for me, I overthink. I get in my head, like I told you on past videos. I overthink. I get in my head, and I'm like, I don't know which way to go. Cause my emotions tell me one way, my heart's telling me be like this, be caring, be you, be authentic. But then I'm realizing I can still be me, be authentic, but not tone it down, but just know when to, you know what I'm saying? It's not every situation you have to just, I really love you, and like, no, you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So there's knowing the moments where, look, everything's cool right now, it's chill. It may not seem like that because you're always thinking, like, did I do something wrong? Like, if I don't respond to them right now and I'm busy, are they going to be upset at me? Whatever it is. That's when you get the advice. Go with what your heart says or what your brain says. I said, what you feel. You know what I'm saying? One of the things chat told me that was very important that I probably wouldn't have thought about. So maybe later on in life, or maybe a couple of months from now when I'm thinking more, and been through these things more, is um, chat told me some shit, and I was like, yo, that's fire. Like I never thought of that like that. And it told me, it said, do you feel like you have to respond right now? Because basically, let's just give you a little backstory. There was a conversation under yesterday towards the nighttime, like 9 o'clock, and I was out smoking with a homie. And when we were smoking our cigars, after that, I was gonna continue the conversation, but it said a very important point. Chat said you don't always have to continue and sit here and like drag on the conversation just because, let's say, that person ended it, not because they don't want to talk to you, but because like y'all came to the conclusion of the conversation. That's okay. And I felt like shit. I was like, damn. So I just, you know, don't say nothing back. And it was not that it was me emphasizing that like, you know, because I want to continue the conversation because I don't want to be rude or seem like I'm annoying the person. But it's like I was like, yo, but you got your life. They're doing their thing, you're doing yours. It's okay. do your thing. You'll get home, you go to sleep, whatever it is. Talk tomorrow. It's okay. There's no rush because if the connection is genuine, whatever it is, right? Like they're not gonna be like, yo, you ignore me because it's this. It's like no, you know what I'm saying? Um, and then today I went about my day, work, whatever, and then you know, I was just getting through my day because shit, I slept in. I slept in this morning. I looked at my phone. I'm like, yo, it's 5:48. I have to be at work at 6. I work at the airport. It's like 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away. Got there. By the time I left the crib, got there, it was like 6:30 when I clocked in. Pissed because I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get a point. Long story short, I don't think I got the point because I got it signed off by the manager. Went about my day working. Obviously, I want to reach out. That's my emotions. Like, I miss this person. I want to talk to them. I want to, you know what I'm saying? But I'm learning now to like have discipline on my emotions, not just oh, I feel like this. I love this person. I want to talk to them right now. I'm gonna go give them this. Like, no, because that's just me. It's the point of me being impulsive and not having discipline over my emotions and just doing shit that I don't need to do. Not because they don't deserve, but because it's like I just need to chill sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, I'm a very intense person. I love hard. I like hard. Whatever you want to call it. Like I get attached. I care a lot. I want to do things for you. I want to please you. I just want to see you smile and happy. Like I want you to enjoy like what we got going on. Like I want to take care of this little thing we got going on, love and nurture it, and just watch it. Just fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. And getting to share that with somebody, it's like that's the shit that I love to see. You know what I'm saying? Which is why when I went through breakups and shit, that shit hits me like a tank. That shit runs me over, like just crushes my bones, and I'm just like fuck, because my emotions run deep, bro. I don't think a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and say what people do and don't think or feel. Whatever y'all feel is your business. I know I feel a lot of shit. You can see the shit in my eyes. I feel a lot of shit. I get drained. I get tired. I feel a lot of shit. But whatever, I went about my day. Then they reached out, which either way would have happened because I would have got off my shift at 12, came here, showered, relaxed, and then reached out and be like, hey, so how was work? You know, just a little basic conversation, little, maybe even a phone call I would have did. But the point is like, I took that advice from the fucking chat, but it helped because it's like I never really had that emotional discipline. Knowing me, even when that conversation had that little conversation under, like when you send something and you're like, okay, all right, I understand. After that, you don't have to keep initiating. Obviously, you want to because you miss that person. You want to continue the conversation or another conversation and continue talking with them. But sometimes what I've learned is like that was a prime example of like being able to sit with yourself, like sit in silence and appreciate that because that's my time I'm spending with myself, like doing in silence. That's her time. That's whoever's time. Watching TV, falling asleep without it being always having to be filled with some type of conversation, some type of. So letting it breathe, I was like, damn, this is new to me. You feel me? I would have normally looked at it like, damn, they're ignoring me or whatever, but it's like they have their own life. And I've always been the person. I know we're getting a little further off, but it all stems back to advice. I've always been the person that, I don't know. I always want to reach out for, not reach out first, but I always want to reach out. Hi, how are you? I love you. Like, how have you been? A little playful conversation. Like, just continue the conversation, keep going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I keep exerting all this energy. I can just chill. Like, I can just chill sometimes. Learn to just chill sometimes. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Respect their space, respect mine. Not because they ask for it. Because it's one thing if you say, I need some space. All right, cool. You gotta respect that. Even if they don't ask for it, they still need their space, their time. It's their time. They have their them time. I have my me time. You feel me? This is my me time. Going to use the bathroom, that's my me time to myself in the crib, like away from people. Playing the game in my room by myself, that's my me time. Going for a walk, going to the gym, that's my me time. Obviously, sometimes you have interactions with people. If I'm in the gym, I might see some homies. Slide, bro, let's work out. You know what I'm saying? But our me time is very, important. Your personal time for you and your creativity and your endeavors in your life, whatever it is that you want to do. So when you take advice from other people, be mindful of who it is and what they're saying. And remember, like, I always looked at it like when I take advice from people, I'm not taking their advice literally. I like to look at it. And sometimes I like to look at it this way, but I might not do it this way actually. I mean, say that I'm looking at it like, yeah, I take their words into account, but I'm really listening to what they're saying. And sometimes I do apply it. And most of the time I do apply it. And then I feel type of way and I'm like, wait, but that's what they're saying. This is not my situation though. I'm only sharing bits and pieces of what I may be frustrated about or whatever it is. And the point is that they're only reacting to the bad side of whatever or bad things, whatever it is I'm talking about. I'm frustrated with. I'm needing their advice on to begin with. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, they don't have the whole story. So that's why you got to be mindful of who you talk to, get advice from. Get advice from yourself. Is your gut tell you like, like for me, it'll tell me like, you could just be impulsive. Imagine being impulsive. You're like, oh, they're not doing what I need them to do, or how I need showing up, how I need them to show up, or doing these things for me. They're not making me feel like this, that, the third. And you impulsively like, you know what? I should break up with them, or I should stop talking to them, and you just do it. Imagine that pain. That would hurt so much that like you're like, fuck. When in reality, it's not like I'm saying put up with it, but that's where you give up, right? But now you have opportunity in that same other half of the coin, the yin and the yang. You need to give up because they're not giving you what you want. But have you also tried effectively communicating to them what you need so that they can at least have an opportunity to give you what you need? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know or they do know, but they don't know how to do it. It takes time for people to learn new things or do different things that you need them to do that they may not be used to. So that's another thing with taking advice. Because I may do things a certain way that I do, and I love the way I do things, but other people don't. And that's why I get sometimes let down from expectations in my head. I have to just, I would do this way, but they may do things, or they're gonna do things their way. So just be mindful of that when you're talking to people, because you don't want to take bad advice and you listen to it and it ruins what you have going on, and then you regret making that decision. You know that will make you feel even worse when the pain or whatever it is you're feeling from them not doing what it is you need them to do, let's say right now, isn't just it's not like necessarily pain like in an overwhelming exaggerated way, but it's like it hurts because you're expecting them. But if you give her that expectation and just expect them to be them and rely on that and your gut feeling, which is like, no, I want to stay with this person, I want to stay continuing this, then you'll be okay because that's what your gut, your intuition is telling you. But I feel like sometimes our intuition can be right by telling us to stay, for example, in these situations, and it's right for telling us to stay, and we may think it's wrong because let's say it doesn't work out, but that's probably why your intuition told you to stay in the first place because you have to learn that lesson still. You have to learn that whatever. So you had to stay because even if you leave, right? If you leave before you can learn the lesson, that lesson comes again in the form of another person, another whatever, and you still have to go through it all over again until you finally learn it. You know. So even if you take that advice from that person, yourself, whatever it is, your mind, which will try to keep you safe by saying, "Let's just leave before they leave," or do this or do that, so you don't get hurt. You're still gonna fucking hurt. You might hurt even more likely because you chose to leave, um, rather than thugging it out And I'm not talking about, mind you, when I say that, like abusive or emotionally abusive or physically or anything like that, super exaggerated toxic relationship. I'm talking about like if it's something where your partner just loves you in a different way that you love them. And they show attention and care in different ways than you show them. They do it their way when they feel like it because that's when it's natural, not when you want it to be. Just because they don't do it your way or how you would do it or how you think it's right doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just their way of doing it. So if you were to give up on them, you'd feel even worse. And if your intuition says to stay, even if later down the line you could get hurt, it's worth getting that hurt because you're gonna hurt regardless. You're gonna hurt if you leave. You're gonna hurt if you stay, because they're not always gonna do the best things by you. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna hurt your feelings. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? So take your own advice first before other people. If you have to, and you feel like sometimes you don't know the right way to go with your own advice, I use chat, bro. Sounds could sound goofy and stupid or whatever, but I use chat, bro. And it works for me. It works damn good for me. So it works damn good for me. You know. And sometimes we think with our emotions and we're not thinking logically about, damn, did I just hurt this person? Did I just do something a couple weeks, month ago that may have triggered them or that feel away, or told them a big, you know, something that made a huge impact on them, that's like, life changing that they have to think about. That's why they may be acting in certain ways that I'm like, why is this like this? But if you act on your emotions in the moment, impulse, like, you're not doing this, whatever, fuck it, I'm leaving, and you don't take into account logically by giving yourself some time to process those emotions, get rid of them, and be like, you know what, logically, if I did that, I would have felt like shit. It makes more sense, and it's only right that I stay with them and not give up because I don't give up on people. And it would have hurt knowing that I gave up and I'm gonna miss them because I'm missing them, and I didn't even have to do that in the first place. So be mindful of your emotions and mindful of who you get advice from. If it's not yourself, be mindful. Even if it's your family, all respect and love to the family, but sometimes they don't always know what's best. Even your family might let you down and disappoint you, and they probably will. That's okay. It happens. In fact, the more and more I talk about these things, the relationships and whatever, and all these life things with y'all, it's good because it's like I'm talking in the mirror, and it helps me reflect on things as I speak on them out loud, and really sit with myself and just be calm, and not have to like feel that silence every time with something. I need to eat something. I haven't ate all day. I miss my shorty's cooking. Her cooking is so good, bro. I love her cooking, bro. Her cooking is so good. Like, bro, like that shit melts my heart. Like, dude, you cook this for me? Like, bro, that like, I'm so simple, bro. That just makes my day. Not saying if you don't do it, it won't make my day, but it's like you just do that. I could be having the worst day, and I'm like, bro, you made this for me. Like, you really thought to make this for me, bro. See, I'm smiling just thinking about it, bro. I'm smiling like a little kid. I love that shit. I'm smiling like a little ass kid. Those same people that might upset us sometimes, do certain things we don't like. Same people usually make us smile, make us this, make us that, and you're just like, look, bro, just smile like a little ass kid, bro. Like younger me is just happy as hell, like just to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy to be here. You know. I think after this, I'm gonna eat something. No, I gotta eat something. And I'm probably gonna take a nap for like 2 hours, just to like, yeah, sure. That's all I really want to talk about. Just be mindful of the advice you ask for from people, because you may get some things you don't ask for, and then if those negative thoughts or whatever from them floods your head, and now you're like susceptible to that shit, ruining, putting a bad mindset in your head and ruining what you have going on. Anyways, this is pretty much done. I'm gonna go eat, take a nap. That nap is gonna be amazing, amazing. But yeah, um, I love you guys, for real. I don't care if I don't know you. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. Just know I love you. I care about you.